What are you guys doing to get pumped for the game?
Streaming Rudy.
That's a great movie.
I like that movie.
Yeah, I love it.
Strong movie.
Yes, sir. Let's see what we're looking.
Hey, guys.
That's not Rudy. That's actor Sean Astin.
Yeah, Rudy.
You can call me Sean, guys. It's been 22 years.
Come on, Rudy. Relax.
Please call me Sean.
Rudy, Rudy, Rudy.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Sean Astin, but here today we have the real Rudy. Give it up for Rudy!
Very good, guys. Hopefully my microphone is on.
Yeah, it should be on.
Okay. We'll just wait. Very good. Boy, good. That's a nice segue. You guys are awesome. I met a lot of you all. I met you all a little while ago. I never shook so many hands in my life.
Huh.
And you're all good looking, too. And what I love, here's what I really love. You guys truly had to commit to come here. Some of you were some challenges, am I right? But you made it. But I'm going to talk to you about something. Hopefully you understand something that's very important is a journey. When you go on a journey, there's a good thing in your life. You have to position yourself to meet certain people, to build relationships, so you get to know who is important that you need to know, so the who could help you get to where you need to get. Does that make sense? If you don't build relationships, if you don't position yourself, nothing happens. For an example, I grew up one of 14, 7 sisters, 6 brothers. Talking about positioning, that was hard. Fought over little crazy little things every day, things I never took for granted, but I never had my own shoes, my own socks, my own underwear, believe it or not. However, this is where gratitude comes in. This is where appreciation comes in. What you don't have in life, sometimes when you get the small things in life, that's when excitement comes, that's where gratitude comes, that's where the dreams come. Does that make sense? It made sense to me because I thought my family, when I would go to church on Sunday, I thought my family was strange because we all fit in one car. We never had 2 cars, 1 car. All 16 of us would ride in 1 car going to church. But Dad was a very structured man and very conservative man. And when we would go to church, he would say, as he saw someone walking down the street, he would kind of give you a goofy thought. Goofy thoughts stop us from dreaming, being the people we want to be. And sometimes it's the people closest to you that give them to you. My dad would say something like, he didn't mean this, he just thought this was the thing to do. He says, don't look at that guy. He's Protestant, you'll go to hell. We wouldn't look. Then he said, if you all turn around in church, you will turn to stone. Then if you talked in church, your ears would fall off. We went to church in fear. Is that the way to go? Until the priest came up, I grew up Catholic, the priest came up and gave the Notre Dame score. I saw the eyes light up on my father. I said, wow, if I could go to Notre Dame, maybe my dad will light up when he sees me. He didn't have time. He worked 3 jobs. He was tired, stressed out. But Notre Dame was magic to him. I said, that's what I need to do. So I had a goal. But here was the problem with that goal. When I went to school, I loved sports. I loved the Yankees. I was a Yankee. And Notre Dame, and the Green Bay Packers. Yeah. I wanted to play for the Yankees. And I wanted to play for Notre Dame, but football, not sure about the Green Bay Packers. However, I go to school. Every Thursday, we play home run derby against our neighbors. Thursday night was a championship night of home run derby. This is where it all kind of begun, and it kind of stopped. But if you readjust and align yourself, it's going to begin again. That's where the positioning comes in. Now watch this. The teacher gave us a homework assignment the night of championship home run derby, Thursday night. Go home and study those presidents. And you better know the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, the 8th, 9th, and 10th, and you better know them. So I go home. I'm not going to study. I'm going to play home run derby. And I won. I beat Roger Maris. I come to school the next day, so excited. So excited. And that teacher saw the excitement in my voice, in my eyes, and she knew I didn't study. The worst thing you could do as a leader is pick on someone and make them feel bad. Well, they thought those days were they had to call you out. So she said, Mr. Rudy, she knew I didn't study. She said, who's the 5th president of the United States? I looked at her like you're all looking at me now because you don't know either. But I said, I beat Roger Maris. She says, Mr. Rudy, you get up and sitting back in the room, that's where you belong because you didn't do your homework. Do you know that's the day I quit dreaming? I quit dreaming. I didn't know I had dyslexia. I just thought it was stupid. I started focusing on the negative of myself instead of the positive. I started feeling bad about myself. I would hang around friends who were goofy, friends who were always picking on kids, became a bully. I was hanging around guys who wanted to fight all the time. I was hanging around this one guy, and I stopped the guy from beating him up, and he thought I was his friend. I was only trying to help a friend. And one day he come up to me and said, Rudy, those guys want to fight us by the river. I said, okay, man. I didn't know what to say. I want you there Saturday night. And I said to myself, I'm not going to go to no river and fight these guys. But I felt committed to this guy. But here's where your father saved my life, your parents saved your life, people who love you save your life. Sometimes things are in your life you don't think are fair, but are fair. Because love comes in different ways. I'm sneaking out of the house Saturday night to meet this guy by the river to fight because I thought that's what I should do. My dad saw me come around the house. He was outside. I said, where are you going? And I looked at him and said, nowhere. He says, you get back in that house where you belong. And I did. I go to school that Monday. And my friends were down. They were sad. They said, Rudy, did you hear? Did you hear? Did you hear about Big Nick? That's the guy I was supposed to meet at the river. I said, what about him? They found him. They found him by the river, man. He's dead. I said, he's dead? They found someone hit him over the head with a rock. Man, he's dead. I said, oh my God, my dad saved my life. My father, because he loved me, was disciplined with me. Then when I would bring my report card home every quarter, my father never looked at my grades. He looked at my behavior. My teacher already knew I had bad grades because they would stand there, Mr. Rudy, D, 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 D. And my dad would come, doesn't matter, you shine shoes and fold those underwear of your brothers and make those beds. Clean the bathroom. That was my duty. I never had good report cards. But watch this. It was called positioning. My dad was positioning me for something big, which I didn't know. He was building my character, which I didn't know. I thought it was stupid. Never told my friends what I did. I was embarrassed. So I graduate from high school. I graduated third in my class, and I folded a lot of underwear, shined a lot of shoes. But I graduate from high school, and I still wanted to go to Notre Dame. Problem was, I was third in my class from the bottom, so I can't go. But I wanted to go. I had the want to, but I didn't have the how to. So what I had to do, I had to go to work. Went to work. Vietnam War was happening. So I chose your decisions. Your choices you make is the difference in your life. The people you hang around, the things you do will make a big difference. Watch this. I chose to enter the Navy. So I go down to the Navy recruiter, and guess what questions he asked me when I went to see him? Any military folks here, by the way? God bless you, brother. You know what I'm about to tell you are facts. He said, can you fold underwear, kid? Can you shine shoes, kid? I said, I was excited. I said, yeah. He says, you're in the Navy. I joined the Navy. Go to boot camp. First thing they do, they give you a haircut. I mean a haircut. Then they take all your clothes away and they give you a paper bag, and you had to put all your civilian clothes in a bag to ship home. And all of a sudden, I get excited. I was scared, but I got excited because of a thing called gratitude. Something I never had, I was about to get. And guess what that was? Brand new underwear. I was so fired up, but no one knew I was excited. I was just excited. I said, are these mine? They even stamped your name on the back of them. And I looked at the dude next to me and I said, that dude can't steal my underwear, man. Like my brothers did. We would fight on the playground over underwear. And the teachers would never break us up because those Ruettiger boys are weird. They fight over their underwear. So now I have my own. New shoes, new socks, new everything. And I was so excited, I had so much passion, and I had a Foot Locker, and I put that Foot Locker in order. And that drill instructor came by, and he saw the Foot Locker was squared away, and he looked at me, he says, shipmate, no one's ever come into my training and had a squared away Foot Locker like that. Now, I thought that's what I was supposed to do because I was used to it. I was trained for the next big thing in my life, the next position. You ready for this? That man never asked me how smart I was, how fast I was. He just said, God, that's good. Show these other shipmates how to do that. You're a leader. I became a leader. A leader. In booking. I was so excited when you become a leader. Because you could fold underwear. You don't tell anybody. You became a leader. You're a leader in the United States Navy. I start dreaming again because I got confidence. When you have confidence, ladies and gentlemen, you start dreaming because your goofy thoughts go away. Goofy thoughts. Oh, yeah, I get out of boot camp. I think the proudest moment of my father's life was at boot camp, not Notre Dame, was boot camp, because that's the day I became a man. He was so proud of that. So I leave the Navy, and I end up back at work. But while I was in the Navy, a couple things happened. Big things, another positioning of relationships. There was an officer of the deck, and it was hard. The seas were rough, and sees a Notre Dame ring on his hand. I asked the man, is that a Notre Dame ring? He said, yes, it is. I'm seasick. I said, can I go there too, sir? He said, absolutely. Just steer the ship. I was so focused on steering that ship because he said, I can go to Notre Dame. Instead of saying, well, I don't know, you're not smart enough, you're not good enough, you don't have SATs, ACTs. The point is, I graduated from Notre Dame with no SATs. Never took them. You didn't have to. Because when you have the dream, you'll find another way to get there. And you will find that way because you're focused and you're not hanging around people who are telling you, you can't do this, you can't do that. You change your friends. And you align yourself with people who say, way to go, Rudy, way to go. You can do it. And when you do that, you dream and you become that person they say. Even when I entered Notre Dame, I'll never forget when my second friend died, I said, no more shortcuts for me. I didn't want to live in regret. I'm going towards my dream. And I quit my job that day and went towards my dream. And when you're positive, here's how you outwit the devil. You will beat the devil every time. The devil's in your schools, in your churches, in your government, in your friends, and their neighborhoods. He's all over putting doubt in your mind. You beat him by being positive. And the more positive you are, those goofy thoughts go away. And he can't beat you, guys. Your toughest moments, you will be positive. He can't whip you because you whipped him. And what's awesome about that, opportunity will come right in front of you. Now you recognize it. When you have doubt and you hang around goofy people, you won't recognize the energy of opportunity. You won't embrace it. You run from it. Now I recognize it. I see a little junior college right next door to Notre Dame. I run in there. I told that little brother I wanted to go to Notre Dame. I was so excited. He never asked me my grades, my SATs. He was excited because I was excited. There were 100 kids there. He says, you could go to Notre Dame if you want to. If you want to. But here's what you need to do. Now this is tough. You got to go to class. That was tough. If you don't know something, raise your hand. If you really don't, ask your friends in high school. That was cheating if you didn't know something. Here it's called collaboration. Ladies and gentlemen, you must collaborate. Help each other. Get to where you need to go. Get around people who know more than you. And you will find out you will get there too. And you don't have to be the smartest. You don't have to be the sharpest tool in the shed or the lightest light bulb. Ever hear that? Oh, that Rudy. Oh, that Rudy's a dummy. Well, I didn't know I had dyslexia. When I went to the junior college, it didn't matter because I was focused. Asked a lot of questions. I would apply to Notre Dame every semester, and I positioned myself with the administration and with the students at Notre Dame. I have more friends, more relationship, and every time I got turned down, I went to see the dean. I went to see the admissions office. I let them know who I was. I stood at that door every day at Notre Dame with that dean. He sees me. He says, oh my God, what's your name? You're here every day. I says, I know. He says, you don't need to be here every day. I says, I know. I says, the day I'm not here is the day you accept me here, Dean. And he smiled and he walked away. What's my point? I positioned myself for him to see me. So he knew who I was. I built relationships with the secretaries, all the people who talked positive about Rudy. Then I was at the junior college and I became part of Notre Dame student government. I wasn't even a student there yet. And they didn't even know that. When they found out I was at Holy Cross, because they said, Rudy, we never see you in class. I said, I know it, I'm over there. I just pointed towards another building. They never asked. Ladies and gentlemen, don't tell people where you're at. Tell them where you're going. Where you're going. That is the magic. I get so excited when I think about, I'm going to go to Notre Dame, I'm going to play football, but I can't tell my friends because they know I'm not there yet, so I'm not going to hang around those guys. One day I got to Notre Dame. I showed up. And they were at Parsegian's office and told Coach Parsegian, I want to play for Notre Dame. He never says, how tall are you? How old are you? I said, well, I got one more semester at Holy Cross. And he said, well, when you get in, you come and see me. And I did. He could have said, don't show up, you're too old. I was 25 years old when I got in. No one knew that because I didn't tell him. I'm 69 years now and I don't tell anybody, but you. You don't need to tell people your age as long as you have the dream, the spirit, the energy, and the passion, and people are attracted to that. And you will find out. Once you get hit, I never forget once I got in Notre Dame, it was, I don't know how to explain it. In the movie Rudy, we show Sean Astin. Good thing I watched Goonies. Huh. That's where I found Sean Astin. In the movie called Memphis Belle, because my dad flew the B-17 bombers, 22 missions. That's what Sean was in that movie. He was my dad. So I was attracted to that, and I was out to Hollywood for 10 years. But after Notre Dame, I had to sell insurance. I didn't know what to do after you make a tackle. I don't know what to do after they carry you off. I don't know what to do when the coach would say, hey, Rudy, get off your knees. And I would yell back, I am. All kind of pokes. What are you doing out here, Rudy? You're too old. I know. So I walked around with the guy that said, thanks for coming to practice, Rudy. Hung around that guy. There was a guy who wanted to quit Notre Dame, and I said, dude, you can't quit. You can't quit. You're going to regret it. Don't live in regret. That's what I'm telling you. I will not live in regret. Will you all live in regret? No. Then you move forward. And don't ask people who are living in regret. That's your secret. That's called positive positioning, building relationships. You don't go home and say, hey, guess what I'm doing? You're going to make a lot of money. Guess what people don't care. I'll prove it to you. When I graduated from Notre Dame, no one cared where I graduated from. When I played football at Notre Dame, they carried me off the field. No one knew me. Except the sports guy that writes for the Chicago Tribune sees me taking my uniform off. He says to me, this never happens at Notre Dame. I've been covering Notre Dame football for 30 years. I've never seen a crowd cheer for a guy they didn't even know. I said, you goofball. You didn't know I boxed and I beat the guy, and my student friend, my student buddy who started chanting my name, cheered for me while I was boxing. You didn't know the relationships I built. You didn't know my student friends, wanted me to win. People want you to win when you have relationships. You have nothing to prove to no one except yourself. And once you know that, you move forward and you put yourself in alignment with people who help you and you help them. You see, once that sports, now watch this. This is really interesting. This sports writer gave me a dream I never thought I would do. I never thought I would make a movie. I never thought I would see you, meet you, speak. I never dreamt of it. I just let life take itself to the next level by being positive. And wherever it takes me, I'm there. I'll be ready for it. I never dreamt about being a CEO, being an astronaut. I didn't have those type of dreams. I just wanted to play in Yankee Stadium and play for Notre Dame. Well, I played for Notre Dame, but I can't play in Yankee Stadium. But guess what? Rudy's in Yankee Stadium. 7th inning, they show. In this house, no one comes into this house and pushes us around. See, that's in Yankee Stadium in the 7th inning stretch. So I'm in Yankee Stadium. And I got to tell you, you're all over in a different way. Your legacy just moves forward. People don't have to see you, what you look like. I'm not the best looking guy here. I know. I met a lot of good looking guys. And they had good looking ladies with them. And I didn't get mad because they were better looking than me. I was excited for them. I said, dude, you're doing good. You know? But you got to remember, be happy for people. Let them feel good and powerful. And you'll never know with that person. Now watch this. That guy says to me, this only happens in Hollywood, what I just witnessed. He planted a seed. That's all he did. So why did the good Lord make me go out and sell insurance for 10 years? To learn more lessons. You need more lessons. And I matured into the lessons, and all of a sudden that seeds start growing. I see Rocky, and I'm getting fired up. Rocky. I'm fired up, man. I see Field of Dreams. I see Hoosiers. And now I see my movie in my head. It's rolling. I'm starting to tell people what I'm seeing, and I lost more friends. A lot of friends. They thought I was weird about making a movie. You only made a tackle, dude. But they didn't know your journey. No one knows your journey but you. You're the guy. You're the lady. No one needs to know where you've been because they always look at where you're at. But where you've been is the key to your success because you didn't look back. You kept moving forward. When the obstacles hit, you were positive and you said, we can get through this. We're going to go through it. Maybe we might have to go around it, but we're going to make it. Thank God I went towards my dream. That's what you're doing here. You're going towards your dream. Whatever your dream is, you're going towards it. An opportunity will open up. Maybe you won't become the biggest guy here, but you're part of something great. Wouldn't you agree? You're part of a great movement. You're in a movement is where you're at. And that's what I wanted. I want to be part of Notre Dame. I don't want to be the greatest athlete. I knew all that already. I knew I didn't want to be the smartest. I already knew that. But I could go to school every day, raise my hand, ask a question, and believe it or not, your professors will make sure you pass. I proved that. We're shooting a movie. After 10 years out in Hollywood, we're finally getting the movie done. We're shooting the movie. We're showing Sean how to climb through the window. Because when I saw Memphis Belle, we were looking for Rudy, and thank God I went out to Hollywood, looked for the writer, because I knew a hotel manager I built a relationship with, positioned myself in a good way. Good thing he knew a guy who did Hoosiers, his brother. That's another position. He introduced me to his brother. After my toughest day, when Notre Dame says no for the final time, I meet the hotel manager because I was always nice to him. He introduced me to his brother, who I tell the story to. He got passionate, introduces me to the writer of Hoosiers, but I have to fly out to California. Right before I flew out, my boss called me in his office and fired me. He was sick and tired of me flying out to California. So why don't you stay out there, dude? Well, he did me a favor. Actually, because I'm not going to get fired again. Never. That was the last time. So I took my life and controlled my life. And I literally says, as broke as I was, I saw myself as a millionaire. I saw it. I don't know how I was going to get it. The money's there. You just got to go get it. But you got to do the thing. And I said, the movie. And I so I fly out to California and meet the writer. This is your challenge. When you think something's good going to happen, something bad's going to come. I go out to California and meet the writer. I'm so excited. He never shows up. I'm there for 4 hours. But God allowed me to sell insurance to learn about a no-show. You see what I'm saying? I didn't panic like my friend did. He panicked. He's got all the negative feeling. I said, dude, relax. It's only been 4 hours. Relax. I said, I'll be right back. I didn't want to listen to his, oh, he's not going to show up. Shut it down. Turn it off. Refresh. Hit that refresh button. Walk outside with an attitude, I'm going to make it. And all of a sudden, God puts a black mailman in front of you that's smiling and whistling. And all you say to that dude, thank you for that smile. And he said, whoa, where are you from, man? No one's ever thanked me. I said, dude, I needed your smile. He said, man, where are you from? I said, Indiana. He said, I'm from Michigan. And we had a relationship. Within 10 minutes, he says to me, I love your story. And I loved his story because he's passing mail out in the sun instead of the snow. So he had gratitude. He said, what I'm about to do for you, I cannot tell you. I can't do this, but I'm going to do it for you. I'm going to show you where that guy lives that stood you up. You follow me. I'll follow that man. I believed him. I believed him. I felt good. We get in Santa Monica, the 10th of Montana with the rest. I'm walking with him. I'm going to get him. I'm going to meet the guy. He says, there's his house. There he is, right there. I knock on the guy's door, and he says, who is it? I said, Rudy. He said, how'd you find me, man? I said, never mind, you're late for lunch. Then, without hesitation, this is where the magic comes in. You all have to listen to the positioning of attitude, how you adjust, and how you have relationships. You watch. It's magic. What you think you have to know, you don't need to know. You need to know the people who know. And who knows well who is. And you never know who that guy is, but you gotta treat people right. And be good. And that guy, that was the writer of Hoosier, says to me, Rudy, I'm sorry, but I can't label myself in Hollywood. I wanna go do different genres. No more sports movies for me, like Hoosiers. I want to write other movies. I'm rewriting a script now called Navy SEALs. I don't want to do another sports movie. He says, besides, I hate Notre Dame. What would you do? But he did say, you have a good story. So what do you hang on to? Come on now, what do you hang on to? I didn't hear that other stuff. That was goofy thinking. I hung on to what? And I said, I got to build a relationship. 2 more years go by. I'm cutting grass, shoveling snow. And all of a sudden, I walk into my condo in South Bend, Indiana, and that red blinker on that answer machine was on. And I rewind it. Said, Rudy, Angelo, call me. There was a guy, a president of Columbia Pictures, who went and applied to Notre Dame when he wanted to go to Notre Dame, got turned down. He ended up at Michigan State as a walk-on. Now he's president of Columbia Pictures, and he has $25 million. And he wants to do another sports movie. So he calls the guys from Hoosiers in and asks them, do you have another sports movie? I got $25 million. Within 3 minutes, Rudy got approved. Within 3 minutes. Now, I've been out there for 10 years looking, but I never told him the negative side. I always stay with the positive because Notre Dame said, do not walk on this campus again and talk about this movie. We will disown you. We will bar you from this campus. They assumed I had Notre Dame in my back pocket. So they wrote the script. Yeah. So they called me up one day, the script's written, they greenlighted the script. They're ready to shoot. They want to shoot the movie this fall, 1992. They want to start late September, October. And he calls me up and says, Rudy, the script's good, we're ready to go. Now we got to go get Notre Dame, we got to get all the arrangements. We got to start prepping for this movie. And it was a silent. I said, dude, you can't do that right away. I got to get the approval from Notre Dame. They said no more movies at Notre Dame. They won't let you on campus. I said, why didn't you tell us that? They didn't say that. They were just silent for about 1 minute. I said, uh-oh. Says, you have 48 hours to get the approval. We're going to can this project. I had 48 hours to get the approval for Notre Dame. I've been working on it for 10 years. But what did I have that I didn't have before? Money. Money. That's powerful to them. And a story written by a great writer that I had to inspire that said he would never write another sports movie. But he was given another opportunity by a guy who says, I want this movie done. I want you to write it. What am I really saying? Other people need you to help them get to what they really want to do. Sometimes they're stuck. By you being positive, you can help them. By the way, if you watch all the sports movies ever made, Rudy's number 1, 2, or 3. I know. How many people have seen the movie Rudy? Now, you all know I'm the real Rudy then, right? Good. I was a little concerned the way you're looking at me still. Here's my point. After we get the movie done, movie set, I need to get the approval. I walk in on the Good Father. I have the approval in 20 minutes. Why is that? I did not go to the naysayers no more. I went to the positive. Now I had confidence. I had power. And I walked in. I said, I have a story. I got a great writer, great director, and a great studio. He listened. He said, I want to talk to those guys before I give the final approval. And he did. And we got the approval. Never happens. By the way, you cannot walk into Hollywood, this doesn't happen either, and say, make my movie. It doesn't happen. I even wrote Sylvester Stallone a letter saying, I'd like you to help me make the movie Rudy, because I liked Rocky. He writes a letter back, I have to do Rambo 1. I got another Rocky, I'm not interested. I met him in 1993 on a jet plane going from LA to Las Vegas. He wanted to get to know me, which I didn't know. See, people talk about you when you struggle and get through the struggle and beat them. People talk because you beat the odds. They love it. You're the underdog. He wanted to meet me. I didn't know he wanted to meet me. I wanted to position myself and posture myself, say, oh, it's my turn now. And it happened. He and I met, we talked, we became friends. He even wrote an article on Rudy. He said, my legacy, I don't want to be dogmatic, pragmatic, I just want to be like my friend Rudy, who was a pain in the butt in a positive way, who never gave up. That's who you are. That's why people respect you, because you don't give up. You never give up. Because you believe in who you are, what you are. You have a vehicle. You take this vehicle. If you believe in this vehicle, you polish it. You take care of it. And you're positive. You don't push it in people's face. People are attracted to you because they want to have what you have as being positive and staying positive and treating people right. Money and all this abundance comes to you when you're in that alignment. So, here's the real kicker. This is my last little story to end my speech. We hired a girl on set from Washington, D.C. Her mother was a senator. And she was a great servant leader. Remember that word, servant leader. That's what you are, servant leaders. She was so good on set, everybody wanted to have her take care of them because she did everything. Movie wraps, she goes back to Washington, D.C. She meets a guy. Happens to be the first lady's brother. They get engaged. They're at dinner with the president, first lady of the United States. Now think about this. The president asked Nicole, what have you been doing? She said, I've been working on this underdog movie. This movie about this kid who said he could never go to Notre Dame, never play, and did. He says, underdog? I want to see that movie. Let's bring Rudy to the White House. Let's have a movie night in the White House 2 weeks from Friday. Call Rudy. And he got excited. She got excited. I'm in South Bend, Indiana, sitting at home and the phone rings. And I said, hello, Rudy. She says, Nicole here, Rudy. Oh, my God. You know how they get excited when something's good? Oh, my God. Rudy, what are you doing 2 weeks from Friday? I said, why? She says, you're going to the White House. I said, what? She said, no, the president wants you to come to the White House, show your movie. You're going to have dinner. And oh, my God, Rudy, can you make it 2 weeks from Friday? And I had a goofy thought. When you have a goofy thought, don't blurt it out. Here's my thought. I had to put myself on pause. I said, Nicole, can you call me tomorrow at 9 a.m.? Our secretary will be here. I didn't have a secretary. I said, my thought was, oh, my God, I can't go to that White House. My dad hates that president. I said, how am I going to tell my dad? He's going to whip me. My ears are going to fall off. I'm going to turn to stone. Called my mother. You know why? She was a positive force of the family. I asked her one day, Mom, how do you have a perfect marriage? She said, real simple, we don't have a perfect marriage. But you never argue. We do all the time up in the bedroom. I said, really? She said, yeah, that's why there's 14 of you. That's the secret. Compromise, make up, know the other weakness, build the strength. It works. So I knew who I had to call. She took care of the problem. The secretary comes over because my friend was a win guy, not a why guy. I quit hanging around the whys. I'm around the win. When do you need her? When comes over, Nicole calls, go to the White House. I'm walking in the White House. I got permission from my dad because he knew he couldn't stop me. He just gave me one more goofy thought. That's all he did. Find out who runs that White House. As I walk in the White House, there is a president greet me, but I look right past him because I did a rewind back to fifth grade. Because all the presidential pictures were hanging up on the wall. I went to the fifth one, and I looked up there and said, man, that's James Monroe. But never told anybody what I didn't know what I know. He just thought I was excited to see him. So everything's good. I'm walking into the theater. As we're watching the movie Rudy, as we're watching it, there's a guy next to me whispering. I'm getting angry. You don't whisper during my movie, dude. That's my attitude. Shut it down, guys. Shut the goofy thought down. When you have a bad moment, get into your zone. I had to pray. That's what my mother said. Pray when you get angry. I'll start praying. Now, when I was a good little Catholic, I had to pray the rosary. 10 of them. I'm dyslexic. That's hard, so you had to focus. It's a good thing, because after the movie was over, that guy was still talking. First lady stands up. The president, way to go, Rudy. Every kid in America should see this movie. The guy next to me hugs me. He says, I'm Jewish. And your story's my story. I was telling my friend Rama. I looked at him and said, oh, my God. What if I would have hit Larry King? Where would I be? You don't know who's sitting next to you. 99% of the time, it's not what you think and people are saying about you. It's your goofy thoughts taking you there. And that's a fact. So be happy. Live in your moment. Don't worry about what other people think. Yeah, the movie ends. I'm done. What's interesting is, what's really neat, I'm going to share with you the last 5 minutes of the movie Rudy. If you haven't seen it, I want to show it to you. Because everything that's good is hard. Everything that's worth it is hard. It's called readjusting. I'm going to do something here I never did before, but I'm going to ask you. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do a, what do you call it, Sophie? Huh? Watch this. I'm going to ask you. I'm going to video you. I'm going to ask you, what did we really talk about today? What were the 3 things we talked about? Positioning? Huh? Relationships? Right? What else? Staying positive. Guys, it's that simple. Every dream is possible. You guys are on the right track and alignment. Watch the movie Rudy. I hope you enjoy it. Show the last 5 minutes. Go ahead. Thank you very much.
Well, I got to tell you, it's just occurred to me what the student body has been chanting for the last 2 or 3 minutes. It's the name Rudy. Dan Rudy, a walk-on senior, subject of a feature article in yesterday's student newspaper, The Observer, after toiling for 2 years at Carnegie Field and go get it, kid!
Come on, WorldVentures, give it up for Rudy!
Thank you.
That was awesome. Now, it was awesome to hear his story about how he got the movie made, but there's a lot more he could share with us, obviously, about the trials he went through. How many would like him to come back to one of our events in the future and talk again? You like that? Okay, so I got to share something real quick with you. This is not a done deal. We are now going to try to persuade Rudy to do something. So he is on his way out of here to go to the Super Bowl this next week. And before the Super Bowl, they have all sorts of, obviously parties and fundraisers and stuff. And he was asked to bring his original helmet that he wore while he was on the field and his jersey to be auctioned off for charity to raise a certain amount of money. So Wayne talked to him and said, what if our group would raise the same amount of money or more? Would you consider allowing us to have that? Because Wayne's vision is to put the helmet and the jersey on display in our home office and to take someone that we could determine the criteria for the representative in the company each year who exhibited the most heart and determination and all the things that Rudy exemplifies, that annually we would have a Rudy Award. How many think that would be kind of cool? All right, so now here's the sales pitch part. So I need some honesty. We're always honest, but I'm just reminding them. Okay, so the concept would be, if we were to do this, we have this beautiful area in the home office. We'd have glass, encased. Everything would be glass encased, but we would have plaques up around it. There would be anyone who donated $100 or more for this to happen. Your name would be on a plaque with the jersey and with the helmet. Okay, so I need to know in all sincerity, if we were to do something like this at United, how many of you would want to be part of this and donate $100 so we could do it? That was a pretty enthusiastic yes, don't you think?
Ask him one more time so I could.
Okay. All right, now let's keep it very real. No wooing if you're not, you can't just woo if you're not to have $100 to support the woo. So how many of you at United are sincerely willing to dedicate $100 to make this happen? Okay, and a part of that will obviously go to the WorldVentures Foundation, but part of it will go to what Rudy has earmarked in the first place. So is that a good win-win situation? All right, well, one more time, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Rudy. Come on.